I wanted to talk a bit more about it's easy to be poor, right? And I don't know if I'm gonna release this, but I might just release this. I've got a lot of content down the pipeline, but I might just release this because of the people who like to watch my talking to myself while I'm working content. But I was thinking about like if I wanted to remain poor, my life would be piss easy, man. I'm working right now. I wouldn't be working right now. I'd be playing video games right now. Not that I have any interest in video games anymore, but I'm saying if I did, I wouldn't be working right now. I'd be playing video games right now, bro. Or asleep. I'm only working right now because I don't want to be poor. I want that luxury life. I still want something out of life. That's the only reason why I'm working right now. If I didn't want nothing out of life, I wouldn't be working right now. Work for what? For what reason would I work right now if I didn't want nothing out of life? If I didn't want nothing out of life, there would be no reason for me to work right now. None whatsoever. I'm just keeping it real, you know. I'm keeping it 100 as the Americans like to say. If I did not care, okay, if I did not care about becoming rich, let me tell you something, I would not be working right now. Not a chance. I wouldn't be working right now. I'd have no need to work. Living that poor man's life. Living that poor man's life is not tough. I know a lot of people might think, what's the point in getting rich if it's easier to be poor, right? A lot of people might think that. And it is easier to be poor than to become rich. But it's all about what you want out of life, man. I've been there. I've been a purposeless guy. I've been a gamer. I've been a guy who's just sitting around just, you know, with no real. I was young. See, I don't know what it's like to be doing that well into your 30s. I was in my early 20s when I was doing that. But yeah, as you get older, you do regret what you've missed out on. But you see, I call poor as average. I say average is poor. A lot of people don't say that, but average is poor when you look at the reality of the situation that you're living in. Of course, average is poor. Of course, average men are living poor. They're not living rich. They're not living close to rich. I've spoken about this before, like when you're living like an average man's lifestyle, your life isn't a 5 out of 10. If you take the poorest people on earth and say that their life is a 1 out of 10, right? They're starving, they're now forget about that actually, forget about the poorest people on earth. Let's just keep it to the Western world, right? If you say the homeless man in the West, forget about the homeless actually, let's just say the poor man in the West, right? Like that guy I made that video on, the old man who was living on 30 something pounds a month. Remember that video? A lot of you guys watched that, right? Let's say his life is a 1 out of 10. As an average man, your life is about a 3 out of 10 to a 4 out of 10. It's not a 5 out of 10. Almost no average man, I would say, is living uh, a life that is almost nobody in the West is living a life that would be considered, the average guy, let's say, is living a life that would be considered an 8 out of 10 or even a 5 out of 10. I would put my life to be about a 3 out of 10 in the West. Um, 4 at the best. It's not a 5, it's not a 5.5, it's damn sure not a 6. So being an average man is poor. That's what people need to understand. Because of the socialist systems, and this is not like in other countries. in other countries, if you're upper middle, let's say you're upper middle class, which is considered average, your life can be like a 7 or even a 6.5 out of 10. But because of the Western world, because in the Western world they try to push everybody close together. I mean, you can have somebody who's never worked living next to somebody who's worked all their life and they're living in the same house. This is what happens in the Western world because they give stuff away to, single mothers and all that. So that's what makes life a lot harder in the Western world because you have to pay through the nose to get what people in other countries are getting at a lot more affordable rates. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's easy to be poor for guys who have no ambition, for guys, and there's guys who are complaining, uh, and they don't mind being average men. They're okay with being an average man, aka a poor man. Some guys don't mind being an average man, poor man, as long as they got a partner. And for me, it's like, bro, and you're still struggling? And like you're okay with being an average dude and you're still struggling? Bro, you're nothing more than an imbecile then. You have to be. You have to be nothing more than an imbecile. That one dude I made a video on that, that guy that comes off like a cartoon character. These type of guys, I mean, these guys are imbeciles. They can't even be average. They complain about because they ain't got no skills. That's the truth. Any guy who has a moderate level of skill will find it piss easy to be just the average Joe type dude. You know, that's the truth. It's easy to be a poor man, bro. You don't even have to work 80, 100 hours a week. All you gotta do is just, do your 40-hour shift, and that's pretty much it, bro. They don't do nothing on the weekends. Now, yeah, you're not gonna have a lot of disposable cash. Yeah, you're not gonna be somebody who is living it large. You're never gonna reach that stage of euphoria, as I like to call it. But to sit there and these guys who are struggling, they gotta realize they're at the bottom of the food chain, man. That's what a lot of these guys need to understand. They're bottom of the food chain peasants. And these trolls who come on my channel, they're bottom of the food chain peasants too. They struggle to just be average men, bro. I don't struggle to be, yeah, I struggle to get rich. I'm not gonna sit here, bro, oh, being rich is a doddle. Being rich isn't a doddle, but I don't struggle to be an average dude. I can be an average dude. I don't even have to be awake right now. If I want to be an average dude, I can be in bed right now. I can be playing video games right now. You know, Being an average dude is piss easy, man. It's easy to be an average man. That's why people are average. That's why people are poor. The inequality and all that bullshit that they talk about on the socialists. It's not got nothing to do with that, bro. It's got nothing to do with that. What do you mean inequality, bro? What are these bozos talking about? The inequality is in Africa and third world countries and Russia and places like that. Yeah, is there inequality? Of course, there's inequality in the Western world, but it doesn't mean that it's hard to be average, bro. That's just a myth. It might be hard for you, but you're an imbecile. That's the truth. A lot of these guys are scared of the Unreal, man. That's why they don't respond to my videos. These are old dudes. They can't even do the stuff that the average guy is doing, bro. These are old dudes who are just like the absolute bottom and they keep reproducing. You got that one dude, in Sweden. The dude has never worked, bro. He wonders why he's struggling. He's struggling because he ain't got no skills. They have no skills, man. Look, I've been doing the same thing for 8 years, right? I've been doing the same thing for 8 years. That's why it's easy for me to make a living. Now, getting rich, that's a different, I gotta do certain things that I need to do to become rich, right? And I know what I need to do right now. I'm starting to see it, right? But you learn that and you see that through hard work. You see that through persevering and keep staying on the track and focused on what you're doing. That's how you learn and you see the roadmap. You see the pathway to becoming rich, right? But it's not a luck game as some people like to believe. It's luck. It's luck. Luck is just an excuse as far as I'm concerned. I mean, being a poor man, bro, like that shit is just, people do it because you don't have to do anything extra. I mean, the idea that people can just go out there, work a 9 to 5 and come home and they say, oh, it's too much work like that girl. I'm gonna do a video about other countries as well. I got a lot of videos planned on the channel. I don't even know if I'm gonna release this, but I might just do it. But I got a lot of videos planned on this channel. We're gonna be looking at the Southeast Asia and what real hard work is, man. And I'm gonna target this towards Americans. I don't know what's going on in America, but Americans, they don't know what hard work is, man. They think working 5 days a week. That one idiot, that cartoon character I made that video on, you know what he said? He said people should work 1 week and take a whole week off. I mean, this guy, yeah, these guys are cartoon characters, man. They are clowns. That's what he said. He said it's just comical how stupid these guys are. He said a guy should work 1 week. This is how week work should be. You should work 1 week and take the other week off. Like these guys are just, I don't know where these guys come from. I thought I was the laziest man on earth, and I am. But these guys are just taking it to the next level. Like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. They're not mentally well. And they think that everybody else is crazy. Oh, everybody else is crazy, but that's why you're bottom of the food chain, right? Yeah, everybody else will be crazy if you're at the top, but if you're at the bottom and that means that you're the one who's crazy because you're the one who can't compete. So you telling me you can't compete with a crazy person? You telling me crazy people are dominating you? Nah, people are dominating you because you're bottom of the food chain. That's why. And these guys crying in the car, all these bozos coming on YouTube and trying to trick people into believing that it's hard what the situation is. You don't know what hard is. You just one of the privileged American trash. That's what you are. Crying about his life is so tough in the States. Life ain't tough in the States. Life ain't even that tough in the States, bro. Like, I mean, that's the reality. Life ain't even that tough in the States. Most people would be richer in the States. I'd be richer in the States if I was in the States right now. So that's just a cope. I mean, when you realize how easy it is to like live that poor man life, bro, like when you realize how easy it is to live that poor man life, it's like, bro, I wish I had known how easy it is to live that poor man life. I've lived that poor man life and I found out how easy it is, right? I found out how easy it is to live that poor man life. Living that poor man life is not worth it, guys. In the long haul, in the long run, it's not worth it. But I've done it. I've lived that poor man life. And let me tell you something, bro. It's shit. You know? Let me tell you something, bro. The poor man life is shit. Absolutely. You know? It's all about getting rich now. I've been there, done that, and worn the damn t-shirt. But a lot of these guys, they haven't even got to the level of it's easy to be poor. See, they ain't even got to that level so that they can't see it, they can't understand it. They never been at a stage where they got money in the bank. They don't have to work. These guys are living check to check they've been living check to check their whole life. They ain't never been at a stage where they got money in the bank, they got disposable cash. These guys ain't even left America, a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys ain't left America, they ain't left UK, they ain't never traveled nowhere. And not by choice, they want to do it. They ain't got no cash because they're so unskilled, because they're so pathetic, they're so worthless that they can't do anything. and they sit there and they tell other men like me who's been at their stage that I'm in the wrong, that I'm this, that I'm that. You know, well, last time I checked, I've been at your stage, bro. I've been at your stage. Your stage is easy for me. I've ascended beyond what you are at, and a lot of you guys are even older than me. Oh, you can't tell me nothing. Nothing you can tell me. I'm 35 years old, man. What a bunch of absolute imbeciles. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with absolute imbeciles on the internet, bro. And one thing I realize, most people on this YouTube are just complete and utter imbeciles, man. And it's boring. That's why I don't see myself coming on here much longer because the thing is boring, man. It's like there's no engagement. And the reason why there's no engagement is because you're dealing with absolute numbskulls. You're not dealing with dudes who can actually engage with you and make a response video. I was thinking like, why don't people respond to me? And the answer is they can't. They can't. They have no real argument. They just want to they just want to sit in that little echo chamber and whine and complain. And that's why I take pleasure in their suffering. Yes, I take pleasure in the suffering of these people. Absolutely. I'm loving it. I'm loving it like McDonald's. Da 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 da. I'm loving it. Just laugh and don't feel bad. They try to shame you for laughing at these guys as if they're starving to death in Africa kids. That we can't laugh. Why can't I laugh at somebody who was born and raised in the Western world who can't make it, and I was born and raised in the Western world? What is his privilege over me that I can't laugh at him? Why can't I laugh at him? You know, that doesn't even make sense. Oh, you can't laugh at that guy. Why can't I? Was he born in a situation where, he's disabled or he's unable to, but not. These guys are wishy-washy type dudes. I told you. They're wishy-washy type dudes, okay, who don't stick at anything. That's their choice. You got one guy on YouTube that couldn't even pass high school, and he's complaining about he can't get chicks. I mean, what are you talking about? That's your own fault. Like, I laugh at these guys. Don't feel bad to laugh at these guys. Don't let them try to put you and say, "Oh, you can't laugh at me." Yes, you can laugh at them. It's well within your rights to laugh at them and do it. Oh, you just doing that to make yourself feel better. No, it's not about making myself feel better. I feel better when I improve my own situation. I'm laughing at you because you deserve to be laughed at. You know, that's the thing. You deserve to be laughed at. Oh, you're again shaming me. What do you mean shaming? Only God can judge me. I don't care what you gotta say. You are a peasant, okay? And you deserve to be treated like the peasant that you are. You put yourself in the position that you're in. I could have been there. If I was a wishy-washy type dude and I was back in 2016, if I said, let me just take any job and I stuck and I didn't pursue anything greater, I would have been there, bro. I would have been there. You think I went to Harvard University? You think I went to private schools? No. So I've got every right to laugh my ass off at these miscreants and these parasites on the internet. And furthermore, they're pushing doomerism to the masses. They're pushing doomerism to the masses. So yes, I will continue to laugh at them and I will continue to humiliate them. But to be honest with you, I'm getting bored of it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm probably not gonna. I'm probably gonna just do my videos. I don't know if I'm gonna do any more response. I'll do one more to never give up. I do have that, but that might take me a while. That's the thing. Um, I do want to do one more to never give up. Um, but other than that, bro, like I don't know about these response videos. I think I'm done with them. But if I feel like laughing at these guys, I'll laugh at these guys. I mean, I'll laugh at these guys, and there ain't nothing they can tell me not to do it. I'm well within my rights to laugh my ass off at these parasites. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, I am well within my rights. If you don't like it, you can stick it where the sun don't shine. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't bloody care. You can stick it where the sun don't effing shine, homie. And that's a fact. That is indeed a fact. You don't like the Unreal Man? Cool. You don't have to. You don't have to like me. And to tell you the truth, I don't want to be liked by a parasite like you, you know? But when I look at my life and I look at my situation, I realize that a lot of guys are complete and utter disgraces and embarrassments to humanity. Absolutely. Because if you're struggling well into your 30s, even well into your 20s, to even just as a man, bro, like, you've been a single man for 10 years, you've been a single man for 5 years. You can't even put your head down and establish something in your own life. It's like, because it's easy to sit on there and complain. It's not easy to work a 17-hour day, which I don't do that anymore, by the way. Not because I don't ever want to, but I ain't got the health for it at the moment. I was never doing it every day. I wasn't, but I'm going to do this video on Southeast Asia and show you what they're doing out there because, people are working hard out there in these countries and they don't complain. It's a different culture. There's something very toxic about the American culture, incredibly toxic that, it's like people just have lost any kind of um, ambition, any kind of drive, any kind of motivation. And they'll blame it on the system, but really it doesn't make sense. I mean, the system is less tougher than other countries, so it's not a system thing. Oh, the system of capitalism is still, that's bullshit because in other countries the system is even harsher and people still, you know, put their head down. So that's not the thing. The thing is the culture in the West, but it's all gearing up, of course, to people to become unemployed and live off universal basic income. They'll get their wish. They'll get their wish of never having to work again. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they'll get their wish. But their wish will be total enslavement. I mean, you want to be a slave? Well, here you go. There you go, man. You can be one now. Knock yourself out, bozo. Knock yourself out, bozo the clown. Knock yourself out, bozo the clown. Okay, knock yourself out. Here you go. Here's your enslavement. I mean, because that's what they want, really, isn't it? That's really what they want. They're okay with being a slave to the system. I'm not. See, that's the fundamental difference. I'm not okay with being a slave to the system. I still want something out of life. I still want something out of life. And yeah, sometimes I might sound negative, and yeah, sometimes I might sound like I'm talking about the end of the world, which I'm going to do more end of the world videos. But I still believe that there's something to be had out of life, and I still believe it's worth, okay, getting something out of life. Absolutely. Absolutely, I believe that there's something out of life and there's something to be had in life. I'm not one of those lay down and die and rot kind of people. And those people are fundamentally wicked, by the way, and they've lost their masculinity. There's nothing masculine about giving up. There's nothing masculine about laying and rotting like an absolute peasant. There's nothing masculine about that. These are completely unmasculine parasites who should be wiped off the face of the earth like the dodo bird. All right, that's what they should be done. They should be finished. And these guys say, "Oh, I'm an anti-natalist." Thank you very much. You know, you're doing the world a favor. These guys act as if they're taking something from the world. Look, I'm not having kids, but my thing, I'm not having kids for my own reasons. It's not that I'm an effing loser who can't make it in the world. I've got my own reasons. But these guys, they act as if the world is losing out. No, you're doing the world a favor. Nobody wants you here, bro. You're not useful to anybody. You're just a parasite. Just like that chick that's crying on the internet. Oh, and I don't know if that chick is, well, she is alive. She is alive, so I can say, well, she ain't posted on the internet for a while, but she got a Reddit, right? So she is alive right now. So I can say what I want about her, even though she ain't posted. I can tell you she's alive, right? That bimbo. Life is so hard. What do you mean life is hard? You're crying because you're living a privileged life that you can cry. You can be depressed. People are so-called depressed because they're living a privileged life that allows them to be depressed. They don't realize that because they got too low IQ. You're living a privileged life that allows you to be depressed. They don't understand that. I ain't got time for depression. I'm trying to get rich. You know, like that's the real deal. Like I ain't got time to feel sad. I ain't got time to feel down in the dumps. I'm trying to get rich. I'm trying to retire in the next 10 years. You think I like my life? No. But do I give a shit? No. Because I'm so committed. Because that's what is masculine men are supposed to be, committed to something, you know? If people like you were the only people that existed in the world, man, you know, the world would be chaos. I mean, the world would be in complete chaos. It would be in the caveman days. I mean, that's the thing with these people. These people ain't doing shit in their life, and they sit there and attack people like me. I'm doing something in my life. They're not. They ain't doing diddly squat. They ain't worth diddly squat. Not only are they not doing diddly squat, but they're not worth diddly squat. But everybody has worth, everybody has value. No, that's not true. Some people have negative value. What does that mean? It means that they are more of a harm and a detriment to keep them around. Keeping them around is more of a harm and a detriment, right? It's more harmful and it's more detrimental to keep them around, okay, than to wipe them off, to wipe them out. And no, I'm not calling for genocide. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying theoretically, okay? And this is the reality of the situation, man. This is a real reality that people are missing. People are missing the truth and the reality. So sometimes you need the unreal man to hit you with that truth bomb, you know? Because I'm the kind of guy that you need to hear a truth bomb from. Because if I don't give it, nobody else is going to give it. I'm the only guy on the internet taking on the Duma movement. I'm the only guy on the internet taking on these parasites. Nobody else is doing it, even though they should. I'm the only guy doing it, bro. And you think I like being the only guy doing it? No, I don't like being the only guy doing it. But nonetheless, I am the only guy doing it, right? I'll take on these parasites. I'll take on these all parasites, man. Yes, I'll take on these parasites. Yes, I'll take them on. But like I said, my time is coming to a close. Let these parasites suffer in their misery. But one final thing, man. Don't ever, let me reiterate this. Don't ever get sucked in to some of the arguments that these guys make. Don't ever get sucked into these arguments because, they talk about the system and they talk about, oh yeah, the system is unfair and the system is this and that. Yeah, the system is unfair. But let me ask you one question. You complain about the system. Is that solving anything? No. So shut the F up and do something about your situation. You absolute coward. Is the Unreal My Head Trooper Manosphere. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you aren't already, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you're informed every time I upload a new video.